Wrestling fans, are you ready? For the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, let's get ready to rumble!
And now, please welcome at this time your hosts, Graham GSM Matthews and RJ Marceau. You're listening to the next era of wrestling radio. This is WrestleRant Radio.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WrestleRant Radio here today for Thursday, July 10th, 2025. It is the calm before the storm. Not enough wrestling this weekend, if you ask me. We were just discussing this right before we hit live here, and legitimately, as the intro of the show is playing, Mr. Marceau says to me in the green room behind the scenes, he goes, and this is amazing. He legitimately goes, without any sense of sarcasm, he goes, "Oh, Saturday night's main event is also this weekend?" And I said, yes, it is. Meaning that there is too much fucking wrestling this weekend. First of all, Mr. Marceau, what's going on? How was your 4th of July?
It's going good. How about you?
I am doing well. I am excited for the weekend, but also equally mortified. But I do have to ask you, because you're much more, abreast of what else is going on in the world beyond just the wrestling bubble, which I am very much stuck into. But is this weekend also the All-Star Game weekend for the MLB as well, or no?
So it starts Monday night, and then it's Monday and Tuesday, I believe, of next week. So okay. Monday night's like the whole home run derby and stuff, and then the actual game's Tuesday night.
Okay, so it's not actually going on Saturday or Sunday while this other stuff is going on. That's good. So that's not actually conflicting. But I know last week, and correct me if I'm wrong, you may have just been tweeting your thoughts about it, but there was some racing going on, right, this past weekend? Or no, or is that coming up this weekend? Or are you just tweeting your thoughts?
There was racing last week, yeah.
Is there racing this weekend?
Yeah, there's always a race.
Well, which one are you going to be watching? Saturday night's main event, Goldberg's last match, who's next, who's last, or racing?
Well, racing will be on Sunday, so I'll be watching on Sunday.
Okay, so you're going to be watching
right before Evolution. It'll be a little appetizer before Evolution.
I would like that. You're not skipping out on the women's pay-per-view. Listen, the original Divas, senior diva columnist right here, Mr. Marceau for WrestleRant.com. Going to be watching both racing and Evolution coming up on Sunday. I love to hear it. And obviously All In on Saturday, massive AEW fan. You're going to be catching the entire 7-hour show?
I can't wait.
Going to be ordering food from Prides and everything. That's an inside joke for us Endicott folk. But nonetheless, we got actually Boys Weekend coming up in a couple weeks. I'm looking forward to this weekend, but I think in 2 weeks from this weekend is when we have Boys Weekend. We're going to be seeing F1. I told you before we hit live here, I saw Jurassic World this past week. Not exactly a great movie. It was okay for what it was. But there's a lot of movies to go see right now. Superman coming out this weekend. I'm looking forward to that. But I'm looking forward to F1 more than anything. So for anyone that's seen it, do not spoil it for me. We're going to see it for ourselves coming up in 2 weeks on a Saturday. But until then, we got WrestleRant Radio here today for you fine folks. Thank you so much for joining us. As always, those in the live chat, those going to be tuning in after the fact as well. We got new episodes every single Thursday right here on the YouTube channel on WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, and all major podcast platforms in audio form. Shout out to the channel members, Alexis, Miss Maud Matthews, Dylan, Giacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve1, at Swerve1 on IG, Daniel Malcolm, who I saw there in the chat. Daniel, what's going on, brother? At I'm Quarter on X, Mr. Marceau himself, at RJ_Marceau on the Twitter machine. John Ritland right here on YouTube, Real Honesty with John Ritland. Richie as well, Red Planet Wrestling here on YouTube, and Average Grunt, who I also saw there in the chat, at the Average Grunt on X. Thank you to those fine folks for signing up for the WrestleRant All Access Pass channel membership. More information on that in the description box down below, including getting top billing on shows like this and #AskGSM. Average Grunt, I know, has taken full advantage of that in the past. Discussing any topics you want us to talk about here on the show or on #AskGSM, let me know. But at the very least, just be sure to like the video, subscribe, all that support, greatly appreciated. Hit the bell button to be notified every single time we go live here on the channel. Like I said, shout out to Daniel and Grunt here in the chat. Grunt had mentioned a moment ago he had said, let me so I could see the full chat here. He said, happy All In Week, Graham and RJ. Shout out to AEW for now having the largest non-WWE pay-per-view attendance in U.S. wrestling history. Eat shit, WCW Slamboree. Yeah, I guess that would be accurate.
Sounds like an ESPN stat. Largest non-pay-per-view attendance. Because I'm pretty sure the Hogan Goldberg and the Georgia Dome had more people.
It did.
So,
that is correct. That is correct. But it's the largest non-WWE pay-per-view or WCW pay-per-view as well. So, I mean, yes, that did get higher attendance, which
like I said, that's like an ESPN stat. Like, it's non-pay-per-view. It's not like it's largest non-WWE attendance.
True.
Now you're doing pay-per-view.
But still an impressive stat.
So it's like when ESPN says LeBron James has had the most points on a Tuesday with a waxing crescent moon. Yes, it is true, but there is a little add on there.
Always a skeptic, Mr. Marceau. I can understand where you're coming from, and I can't say I completely disagree, but an impressive stat nonetheless. I mean, it is obviously down from the 80, 90,000 they've done in recent years at Wembley Stadium, but that was over in England. Not a massive presence over there as far as the amount of shows that they typically run in London, but they're running All In for the first time in the States here, and ended up with a pretty decent attendance, I would say. I was expecting actually.
I mean, I'm about to go 8 for 8 in the prediction, so I'm not too worried.
So just to clear up the context on that, maybe about a month or so ago when I did Double or Nothing predictions, Mr. Marceau, who has not caught a full Dynamite in quite some time, went completely undefeated. And this was no small feat either, because they don't do 5-match cards. They do complete match cards, 10 match cards for these pay-per-views. And you went undefeated in your predictions. You got every single match right in predicting every match at Double or Nothing. All In's a smaller card, and honestly, it's going to be...
I'm taking a peek. It looks a little bit tougher, but I think I can do it.
I was going to say, it's definitely tougher to predict this All In pay-per-view, but we're going to get into it. I want to hear your predictions for what you want to see go over, what you want to see happen to the show coming up this weekend. Fernando, what's going on, brother? This is Buenos Dias, WrestleRant, and Daniel. Thank you welcome to the All Access Pass. I believe you were already a member because you had your, the name next there, the icon next to your name or whatever it was. But thank you, Daniel, for that. Great to see you here in the chat. Grun said, welcome to the club, Daniel. Nathaniel saying, I think Copeland will return during the tag team title match on Saturday, but imagine if he returns in the Gauntlet. Yeah, Cope could absolutely be back on Saturday. He's not hurt. They took him off the show for storyline reasons. I think they wanted to reunite Cope and Christian at this show, but I think reportedly Christian wanted to hold off on it because he didn't think the whole patriarchy thing was ready, that was ready to blow that story off yet. So they're actually holding off on the Cope and Christian thing. Maybe we see some sort of interaction between the two this weekend of the show, but I'm not expecting it. Fernando said WWE set up Evolution to fail. I kind of talked about that already this past week on Hashtag. We talked about it last week here with Mr. Marceau as far as the build for the show. But the bottom line, especially according to Mr. Marceau, which I can't agree with, the event you expect to deliver regardless, right?
Yeah, no, I think, on paper, it looks like a pretty good show. So, see what happens.
And they put together 7 matches. It's not a 5-match card. It's actually a full 7-match card come Sunday night.
Oh, yeah. I think it looks pretty. Looking at it here on my Wikipedia doc, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. We'll get into it. And Nathaniel also saying, I wonder if Cope and Christian will be the ones to dethrone the Hurt Syndicate for the tag titles. I could see that maybe down the road. I still think that come All Out, All In, I think, All In was obviously this weekend. Forbidden Door, I think they're doing in London in a couple months. They're doing All Out, I think, in Toronto in September. I could see Cope and Christian reuniting by that show, and then probably either facing Hurt Syndicate or likely FTR on that show, whether they be for the tag titles or not, because I think that's the match they really want is them against FTR. But, yeah, I think it's going to be coming at some point soon for sure. But there is no shortage of shows to get into here. There's a lot of wrestling going on this weekend, so let's not waste any time. I want to start with the least quote-unquote show first, the show I will definitely not be catching live, that being the NXT Great American Bash show. Mr. Marceau shaking his head. He's going to be planted, all right? He needs to see who wins between Jasper Troy and Javon Evans come Sunday afternoon, okay? Or Saturday afternoon. Can't mix up the days. But yeah, speaking of which, I know you asked me before we went live here, who's Jasper Troy? But he is the winner of the season 1, the first season of LFG. They've actually been having a fine feud recently on NXT TV. You know who Javon Evans is. Who do you see going over here, Jasper Troy or Javon Evans?
I don't know anything about Jasper Troy. I think Evans, he's a young blue chipper. So is Jasper Troy, clearly.
Oh, yeah.
But I got Evans. I mean, he's just more blue chip than Troy is.
Okay. So I'm going to go with probably Jasper Troy here. I'm going to go Jasper Troy just because I think he's the newer guy. They're going to want to tell more of a story with Javon Evans having to fight from underneath. So that's my prediction for the matchup. So Ruka, I know you're familiar with these two individuals. So Ruka, Tatum Paxley, NXT Women's North American Championship. I think Tatum Paxley actually challenged for the championship a year ago as well at the Great American Bash and fell short. I'm a big Tatum Paxley fan. I think she's
with Izzy Dame. Izzy Dame is the one challenging for the belt.
I wrote that down incorrectly. Thank you, Mr. Marceau. That's why he's here. All right, he's here to correct me on my predictions and my fucking. I was gonna say Tatum Paxley. I'm just kidding. Izzy Dame is challenging for the championship, challenging Sol Ruka. So Izzy Dame also has been on a bit of a roll recently, alongside Tatum Paxley in the culling, challenging for the championship here. Sol Ruka only just won the belt in April at Stand and Deliver. I think Ruka retains here, but who do you got going over?
I got Dame. Put her over. Just Sol Ruka's great and all, but put the belt on Dame.
Put the belt on Dame. Okay, new champion.
Dame time. It's Dame time.
Dame. Actually, you know what? I like that. I like that catchphrase. Her catchphrase is, because her name's Izzy Dame, she'll say in her promos, "It is what it is," which is just fucking terrible. I'm sorry. That's just awful. But I like it's Dame time instead of it's game time. I think we should get that going. Start a movement.
There's an actual basketball reference there, but I figured it'd go over your head. So
what do you mean? I'm the biggest basketball fan you've ever met.
Damian Lillard, his name's Damian, so he would say it's Dame time when he did something good.
Okay. All right, I like that. I'm a big Damian Lillard fan, so I don't know how that went over my head. I got Sol Ruka retaining the title. I'll get to the chat in just a little bit, guys, after this will not take long at all. There's only 5 matches, actually, for this Great American Bash show. The shortest card I've seen for an NXT PLE in some time. And I'm not complaining. I like the fact that we have 7 matches for Evolution, which we'll end with today, and 5 matches for this NXT show. So a short and sweet show on Saturday afternoon, airing opposite of AEW All In. But anyway, Ethan Page, Ricky Saints in a Falls Count Anywhere match for the NXT North American Championship. So a bit of background here. Ethan Page lost to Ricky Saints at Stand and Deliver. Saints retained the title on that show. They had a rematch on TV soon after, maybe about a month later, that Ethan Page won, and he is now the NXT North American Champion as a result of that. So they are 1-1. I think Ricky Saints takes the title here. I think he takes back the championship. Of the two, I've heard rumblings that both guys could be main roster bound soon. So I don't know who you would put the championship on in that case. But I think you would probably want to put it back on Saints. Ethan Page should be on the main roster yesterday. I honestly think you may not want to add more people to this Seth Rollins faction at the moment, just because you're not fully fleshing it out and there's more to explore there before you add more members. But I think if you are going to add more members, Ethan Page would probably be the perfect person. So I'm going to say Ricky Saints retains here, or gets the belt back rather, and then Ethan Page kind of paving the way for him to join the main roster and maybe even join that Seth Rollins faction. So who do you got going over, Mr. Marceau? Ricky Saints or Ethan Page? Falls Count Anywhere North American Championship.
You have Saints, you said?
I got Saints.
See, I was gonna go with Ethan Page, and then you kind of like persuaded me out of it. But I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna stick with my pick. Page is gonna win.
Okay.
LOL retains the belt.
Do you think Ricky Saints that allows him to be called up to the main roster after that, or no?
I mean, whoever loses, I feel, is getting called up. So I guess it really depends on who it is.
I know it's a Falls Count Anywhere match, but this really should be a loser leaves NXT match because, I mean, realistically, both guys should be on the main roster anyway. As long as they have a plan in place for them. I just think Ethan Page alongside the Rollins group would work well. Hopefully better than it did with him in the fucking, oh God, what was that terrible faction he was in AEW? Not the Dan Lambert one was bad. He was with Dan Lambert at one point a few years ago. Was Ethan Page.
It's like Man of the Year, him and
Scorpio Sky.
Was he in another group?
Yeah, he was in another group. It was the night that Punk did the whole post-show rant thing, and then MJF came out with the devil mask on, and they all helped him become champion. Grunt would know who I'm talking about, or know what I'm talking about. So Grunt, if you're in the chat, let me know. It's going to bother me now. He was in it. Whoa, God, what was it called? It wasn't the Factory. We remember the Factory. Yes, the Firm. Thank you. Yes. Resident AEW.
I literally just Wikipedia it quick.
I thought you dug it out of your memory.
No.
Yes, it was the Firm. The Firm sucked. Yeah, I was not a fan of that faction, so hopefully it would fare better for him in that group with Rollins than it did in the Firm. But yeah, I got Ricky Saints going over here, new champion. Got to have something notable happen on the show. Can't be a complete afterthought. Fatal Influence, that being JC Jane and Fallon Henley taking on Jordan Grace and Blake Monroe in tag team action because JC Jane is defending against Jordan Grace at Evolution the next night. So that's why we're getting a tag team match here. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. I think the baby faces go over, and that sets up a Jordan Grace, spoiler alert, probably losing at Evolution, but I do think Blake Monroe should win in her debut. Unless she turns heel, turns on Jordan, and then walks away and allows Fatal Influence to win. That's also possible. So what do you think happens here, Mr. Marceau?
No, I think Blake and Jordan, I think this is like a slam dunk win for them. Like you said, I guess she could turn heel, but I still think they should win regardless.
Yeah, I still think they should win, especially if Jordan Grace is not winning on Sunday. And then just like that, we get to the main event, Obafemi and Yoshiki Inamura for the NXT Championship. Inamura has been teaming with Josh Briggs. If that's not a name you know, I don't blame you, just because he really hasn't done a whole ton. He's a talented dude, I believe, from the Noah promotion, from the Pro Wrestling Noah promotion. He's been on excursion in NXT. He and Briggs have largely just been a tag team for the last year. He wanted to break out and challenge for the top title, and here we are. That's practically the build for this match. Obafemi's been great all year. He is their guy. I do not see him losing here. Do you see a surprise upset win for Inamura, or do you see Femi holding on to the gold?
Femi wins, LOL. I've seen a little bit of Ian Mora. I want to totally butcher that, but yeah, I think Obi wins easily.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a fun hoss fight, and Femi goes over decisively, and we move on. Pretty standard stuff. So let me follow up on the chat here. Just give me a second, guys. Let's see. Nathaniel asked earlier, would you guys want to see a Becky Lynch versus Stephanie match at SummerSlam for the Women's Intercontinental Championship? I love that idea, but I would rather her finish her feud with Lyra and Bayley first. But that's a match I still want to see, though.
I agree. Yeah, I no spoiler, but I think Stephanie's probably my pick to win the Battle Royal, which is a title match at Clash of Paris. Yep. So I don't know, going for the IC title 3 weeks before at SummerSlam really makes sense. So I would rather Becky finish the story with Bayley and Lyra first.
I agree. I like that idea a lot. Finish the story indeed. Maria said Keith Lee, Eddie Kingston, and Darby are coming back at All In. Any of those would be great. Any potential surprises, whether it be at some point in the show or during that men's Casino Gauntlet, are all very possible. I think it's actually pretty high chance for any of three of them. Grunt with the $5 Canadian Super Chat. Thank you, Grunt. Much appreciated. He is saying, I'm calling my shot. We're getting Paige, Omega, and Tony winning it All In, and Goldberg beating Gunther at Saturday. At Saturday night's main event. Saturday will be my moment of glory. This motherfucker has been saying for weeks, and it's not just because he's a Goldberg fan, okay? He's Canadian. I'm not sure anyone can be Canadian and like Goldberg if you're a big Bret Hart fan. I'm just not sure if that's even possible. He just wants Goldberg to win. So we can come on here next week and fucking, I would piss and moan about it. You would probably laugh about it. You would probably join him in my pain.
I'd get a good chuckle out of it. I think the fact he put Tony winning is hilarious. There's no way the Fabulous Monet's losing.
Well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that.
That's not even a spoiler. That's not even a prediction. That's a spoiler. Omega, I'll give you. Paige, potentially. I don't think there's any chance Goldberg beats Gunther, but who knows?
I think there's a chance, and I'll get into why I think there's a chance in a little bit.
Yeah, but he's retiring, so when's he gonna win the belt and then vacate it? Dumb.
Oh, I'll tell you. I'll give you what I think could happen and what I want to happen and what I think will happen in a little bit, but not until throwing it to you first, because of course I got to put you in the hot seat. What else is new?
Hot seat. I think Gunther's gonna win.
We'll see about that. I might convince you otherwise, but time will tell. Thank you, Grant, for that. Much appreciated. Maria said WWE scheduled Evolution on the same weekend as All In. Saturday night's main event, Great American Bash, and a Beyonce concert. That's the problem. We are not complaining about the matches. Of course, all the matches are great. I just don't like the fact that, just for my own personal sanity, that there's fucking 4 or 5 wrestling shows this weekend.
I guess my question is, what does All In Saturday night's main event have to do with anything when it's not the same day? Evolution's Sunday.
Well, WWE definitely stacked Evolution on that weekend on purpose, because they haven't done this in the past. It's not airing opposite of All In, but I think they did that so more people are either talking about their pay-per-views or whatever. You're correct. It's not airing opposite of the show. But, why else would they do Evolution the same weekend as these other 2 events when they could have easily just done it next week in a different city or in 2 weeks or something like that. I mean, I think it's definitely for All In reasons. They just like to stack the weekend against AEW, which I think is just my issue with it is, one, I think it's dumb, but two, it only ever really hurts the WWE stuff. Like AEW, I mean, I'm not saying they're super established. WWE will always do better in a lot of other respects. But like, I can't imagine a lot of people will be watching or going to Great American Bash when you have an opportunity to watch or go to All In instead, which is just an objectively better card on paper.
So the thing is, like, you also in a way that they're not always equal either. It's like one you have to actually pay money for. One I mean, yes, you're paying money, but it's a significantly lower rate.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I do get the point, but it's like I don't think people are watching Great American Bash just to not watch All In.
No, I know, and there's obviously people that only watch the WWE stuff and don't watch AEW and aren't even familiar with it. That's totally fine, but. Just, I don't know. I think it would be better for everyone if we just separated this stuff a little bit better as opposed to stacking it in one weekend. Because I don't really think it allows anyone to really... Because if All In ends up being this amazing show, Saturday night's main event will still end up being a good show. People will still end up talking about it. But I honestly kind of feel bad. I hate to say... I mean, I'm wearing a shirt right now. I feel bad for Goldberg. I mean, the focus might be for a lot of people, at least online, on All In, and not so much Goldberg's last match, which could end up being a very good, short and sweet sprint from him and Gunther. I just feel like it would be better if you separated it a bit more as opposed to stacking it, not even in the same weekend, but in the same day. And the women as well. I would rather the women get their own spotlight and them not be, dominated by the whole talk of Goldberg's last match and the Death Riders and all this other bullshit. You know what I mean?
I think Goldberg's worried about that.
No, I don't think Goldberg's worried about that, but I feel bad that the women have to kind of share the spotlight with all this stuff going on the same weekend. And All In was booked like at the beginning of the year. WWE could have easily avoided this, and they just actively chose not to. But what else is new? Nathaniel said, what if Goldberg versus Gunther is a 90-minute match and Goldberg wins? Well, let me tell you something, Nathaniel. Goldberg could still win, first of all. Second of all, it's impossible for this match to be 90 minutes when 90 minutes of that show of Saturday night's main event will consist of commercial breaks on NBC and on Peacock. So that's just virtually impossible. 60 minutes maybe. 90 minutes is just asking for too much. Probably get a kick out of this. Daniel said, resident Damian Lillard fan, Graham GSM Matthews. See, even Daniel knows.
Yeah, big fan.
He knows. Grun said AEW Rampage ass feud. I don't know what you were referring to, Grun. You're gonna have to let me know what you were talking about in reference to that. Alexis here saying, "Hey, Star Rogue X."
I think he was referring to Ethan Page versus Ricky Sands.
Oh, really? Oh, wow. Okay. I mean, I think it's been a good feud. I disagree with that. It would have been an AEW Rampage ass feud in AEW because they weren't doing fuck all in AEW, but in NXT, it's been fun, in my opinion. But yes, that makes sense. Alexis saying, hey, Star Rogue X saying, love AEW. I used to be a hater. Well, I'm glad you're enjoying the product. Noob said, good morning. Graham and RJ, how you both doing today? Doing well. Thanks for joining, Noob. Always great to see you here in the chat. Mr. Marceau doing well as well. Fernando chanting for Goldberg. They really want Goldberg to win just so I'll fucking blow up here on the street. Just so you can go at it alone next week because I'll be in the hospital after my head explodes.
I mean, honestly, I feel like him winning is not as bad as when he beat Bray Wyatt. So I feel
no.
Yeah. Exactly. So there you go.
Not as bad, but still bad. It's not as bad, but it's still, in my opinion, still pretty bad. Grunt said they need some big headline news to try to take steam from All In, and Goldberg would make people talk for sure. That's another reason why I could see Goldberg winning. That wasn't my idea, but
steam.
They might try to steal the weekend by doing something that we're not expecting, and Goldberg winning could be that.
Goldberg wins, Rollins cashes in. There you go. Just blow the steam away.
We'll get to it. David the Goliath saying, hello, bros. He also said, which star would you trade from AEW and WWE? Well, that's a good question.
Does this have to be a fair trade?
Well, yes. Yes, fair trade. You can't
change. Trade? I don't know how fair this is. This guy's okay, here's my trade. You can say if it's fair or not. I think it's decent. I would say I would trade MJF to WWE and you trade Finn Balor back. I don't know if Finn's too low mid-card for that, but I feel like he could be at a main event level in AEW.
That is a good. I
It's
like that
also
trade.
a tough trade because Finn's obviously a lot older.
That's what I was thinking.
There you go there.
Yeah.
But that's like the one that came to my mind when I first saw that question.
He would definitely do a lot better in AEW at this point in his career than he currently is in WWE, although he's on the show every fucking week. Yeah, MJF's just a lot younger, so you get a lot more out of him. Like with Balor, how long do you actually have with him left? 5 years, 10 years, you know? But I think that's a good trade, though.
It's a good trade, but like if all things are equal, it'd be a better trade. Like I said, because Finn's also so much older at this point.
I would trade AJ Styles for someone. I'm not sure who it would be, though.
What, a dinosaur?
How about Kenny Omega and AJ Styles? I feel like even that's still not fair because Kenny Omega is probably slotted higher than AJ.
I would trade like, I mean, I don't like love her character now, but if you got like old Toni Storm, I'd trade like Charlotte for her.
Okay. All right.
You could do like Ripley and Storm again. They had a great match before she left. I mean,
yeah, I would agree with that. Rhea and Toni.
Oh, see, Grunt liked it. Besides for not for MJF. I mean, I'm trying, people. I'm trying.
Yeah. Well, no. Yeah, he doesn't. You don't want to lose MJ. That's like one of their star quarterbacks of that company.
Yeah, but like anyone else his age right now, I couldn't think of be like, oh, that's a good trade. Like,
this is not a fair trade, but age-wise, it would make sense. MJF for Dominic Mysterio. That's not.
But I feel like
that's not fair. Age-wise,
yeah,
it's fair.
AEW would be gonna steal Big Dom. That'd be a tough. Like I said, I think I like that trade, the Toni Storm for Charlotte one. I think I like that one the best.
Okay, I like that. I like that a lot.
She is 29. Charlotte is older, but Charlotte's also a bigger name.
Yeah, no, she is a bigger name. I feel like it's a fair trade-off. He did say maybe Balor or Styles for Jericho. That's fair, because you just called Styles a dinosaur. So is Jericho. Styles gets to retire with his buddies.
I'm all set. No trades. I just no more trades.
We'll settle.
I'm all set. Also, Jericho's 54. How old is AJ? He gotta be like his
49.
48. And Finn's got to be I think he's a little bit older. 43. Yeah. No, thank you, Jericho.
Not for Balor, but for Styles, I could see. I say trade. I accept the
No,
trade.
thank you. I'm also Jericho.
Throwing Big Bill?
No, thank you.
Throwing the entire learning tree. Yes, Daniel, I agree. I would also trade Love Ziggler for Love Sabrina. Sabrina's got to come back. Mr. Marceau was not here when Sabrina was here.
I miss Sabrina. I miss her.
I miss Sabrina, too. Alexis had to go fucking scare her off. The fuck? Fernando said MJF is the best heel promo in the business. Yeah, probably. I'm not sure who else in WWE would come close. Not John Cena, I'll tell you that much. His promos are terrible. Let me just go back real quick before we move on. Grunt also said, not in a positive way, but given how they were acting during WrestleMania week, they seem to be big believers of the motto, any publicity is good publicity. Yeah, a lot of the shit that was coming out from WWE going into WrestleMania was not great. I haven't seen any of that since then.
I feel like that kind of like went and gone though. I don't remember what was going on.
They were talking about like politics stuff. They were talking about a lot of shit. It's like, okay. I know the questions are asked. I know like like people like me are asking these questions, but you don't have to actually answer said questions, or at least in the fashion in which they did. Nathaniel said, how would you feel if Cope appeared in the Gauntlet? I mean, it's fine. I don't really know if that makes sense, though, because FTR took him out.
Big Cope fans. I mean,
Yeah, no, Nathaniel's always been a big Cope fan. I love Edge, too. I get it. I'm a big Cope fan as well. I just don't think... What'd you say?
Should hang up the boots, but yeah.
Is there anyone... I mean, I was going to say anyone from WWE that you would trade Edge for, but we just had Edge in the company like a year or two ago, so probably...
I'm all set. No, thank you.
I think MJF or Darby wins the Gauntlet. Okay, I could see that. We'll get into that. Is Kevin Owens ever wrestling again? Yes, I think he will be back. Do you doubt that he might be back, Mr. Marceau?
I mean, who knows? I mean, next
confirmed.
are tough. Next are tough. I mean, from his interview with Cody, it seemed like it was pretty serious. So I mean, we'll see. But I mean, I hope he comes back again. But I mean, also I don't want him to risk his long-term health for to come back one more time. I mean, I think he's made enough money. I think he could kind of sail off in the sunset.
Yeah, no, I would agree with that. I think he will definitely be back. But hopefully he doesn't risk his health, like you said. It won't be anytime soon, like you said. He hasn't even had surgery yet. You mentioned the Cody interview. Did you watch that interview or just that clip of it?
No, I watched the whole thing. It was great.
Dude, that interview was amazing. I just got done. Dylan texted me. Alexis's brother, of course, texted me yesterday saying to watch the Ricky Saints one. I watched that one too. That one was also quite good. Not quite.
I haven't seen the Ricky Saints one yet.
It was good. The Kevin Owens one is amazing. His banter with just anything with Kevin Owens in it is just fun. We've been talking about this for a decade. I mean, this is no surprise. Anything with Kevin Owens, like any backstage interview.
I was gonna say, after watching that, I watched like the old interviews, like he's like hiding behind the towel, like in the car and stuff. I was dying laughing.
He's amazing. He's an absolute gem. We love Kevin Owens here. I would have been an Edge, Cope fan. Or Nathaniel says, to your point, Mr. Marceau, I've been an Edge/Cope fan since he was a kid. So that's why he's always been a big Cope fan. David says he finds MJF a little boring. Interesting. I think MJF's great.
That's a hot take. That's a Frank's Red Hot take. You should get a sponsorship after that name drop. But yeah.
He's definitely, I like the reference there. Not exactly I wouldn't say he's boring at all, but I'm not a big fan of what he's doing right now with Mark Briscoe. Could definitely be better, but still, I wouldn't say he's boring. He also asked, who's the best AEW superstar to have transitioned to NXT? Ethan Page, easily. It's got to be Ethan Page. Ricky's had success.
Yeah. I'm trying to think who's like. Has anyone else gone through NXT then to the main roster? I'm like blanking on names as we say.
To the main roster from NXT, I don't think so, not yet. From
AEW to NXT, Ethan Page has easily been.
Yeah.
I guess the most successful. I think that's without a doubt. I don't think there's anyone even really close right now.
Yeah, it wouldn't be Brian Pillman who held the Heritage Cup championship. I like Brian Pillman, but probably not. Sean Spears hasn't done a whole lot, so definitely not Sean Spears. Yeah, no, the answer is easily Ethan Page. Let's see. And Grunt also said the highlight reel segment with Jericho and Owens after Survivor Series was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in wrestling. Yeah, Jericho was a great time. Was one of the highlights of WWE in late 2016. They were phenomenal together. David said, I like his work, but what MJF is doing is kind of mid to me right now. That's kind of what I was saying. I'm just not, I don't know. It kind of feels like he should be a bigger deal currently on the show than he is. I think MJF is great, but I think Mark Briscoe is great too, but it kind of just feels like a mid-card feud, whereas MJF at one point, like a year or two ago, was the longest reigning AEW World Champion in history. He was fucking headlining All In 2 years ago. He was in a big match last year with Will Ospreay, and then this year he's kind of in the Gauntlet match as just another guy. So I know he's starting the match, but I kind of agree with that to an extent. But let's get into it, actually, as we talk AEW here. AEW All In predictions. I can't wait to see.
I got the Wikipedia up.
Perfect. I can't wait to see Mr. Marceau go undefeated in his preview and predictions for this pay-per-view. Starting with Adam Cole, Kyle Fletcher, AEW TNT Championship. Cole just won the title back at Dynasty in April from Daniel Garcia. Fletcher's been white hot since he joined the Don Callis family. He is fantastic. I think we need a new champion here. Otherwise, I will be upset. And I like Adam Cole, but Kyle Fletcher, this is do or die time. I think he wins the TNT title. What say you?
Yeah, I know Fletcher's a blue chipper.
Blue chipper,
I like Cole and all, but out with the old, in with the new. Fletcher over for me.
Oh, okay. You know what? Actually, here's what I'm going to do. That was just one match of 8, but going forward with every prediction, I will have you start. I will have you give your prediction.
Okay, perfect. Right. You want me to? I can just read. I see right here.
Well,
right.
No, we'll go one by one.
Whoa!
We'll go each one. Don't just list off your predictions. Grunt says Fletcher easily next. And Alexis also said, unrelated to All In, but she said she had an audition on Tuesday and she got a call back last night and it went well. Wish her luck. So she might be in a play. She might be in a musical.
Oh, Hamilton! I love it.
What'd you say?
Hamilton, I love that.
Yeah, Hamilton. Yeah. Yes, no, definitely good luck. So the next match, Hurt Syndicate, Jet Speed, Patriarchy, 3-way tag team match for the AEW World Tag Team titles. Hurt Syndicate, current champs, do they retain here or do they lose with the odds stacked against them?
I think you got to keep the belts on the Hurts, right? Jet Speed, nice little baby face underneath team. No, thank you. And Cage and Nick Wayne now. So I think it's an easy one for the Hurts.
I got Hurt Syndicate retaining as well. I think they're dominant. I think they want you to think they might lose here because, they don't have to be pinned to lose the championships. But I also think Hurt Syndicate retaining. I agree with the analysis from Mr. Marceau. Now, these are a bit tougher because there's no set competitors, really.
Oof.
The men's and women's Casino Gauntlet matches. This is really a toss-up. Even I honestly have no idea who's going to win these. But if you win these matches, you get a future opportunity at the AEW Women's World Championship or the TNT title or TBS title, whatever. And then for the men, the AEW World Championship. Starting with the women, though. Who do you think wins this match? We have Chris Statlander and Megan Bayne starting. Could be anyone. It could be fucking.
It could be. I mean, it could be anyone. I mean, there's only 2 people announced, so I got my work.
Get your work.
I got a lot of work ahead of me. This is a tougher one. I mean, I like Statlander. For me, kind of been there, done that. Bayne. I mean, I think she fought Toni Storm at Dynasty. My memory serves me right.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, between the two, I gotta lean more Bayne if I gotta get picked between the two of them. Don't know who else is in the match. This is gonna be right off the dome here. I'll go with. I gotta go with Megan Bayne. I just gotta. Between her and Statlander, I think it's gotta be her.
All right. Well, I'll go back to the chat in a little bit. I'll read everything that people have been saying after we're done with the predictions here. But related to this match, Grunt is picking Athena because she's from Texas. And
okay. I didn't see her on the list, so I can't pick her. She's not on the list.
Exactly. She's also the Ring of Honor Women's Champion and has been for like 3 years. A reign that's been going on for way too long. She really does belong on AEW television. I don't think she wins here. He thinks that she drops the title Friday, wins on Saturday. I don't think that happens. I'm going with the other first entrant in the match, and not just because she's announced. I know you're saying Megan Bayne. Maria says Megan Bayne. I'm going Chris Statlander. I think Chris Statlander wins. They're teasing her with the Death Riders, which I really don't care about, but she hasn't been in the title picture for a while. I think she goes over. So, I got Chris. You got Megan Bayne.
I got Megan Bayne. I mean, it was a 50-50 for me. But she is a blue chipper, too. Yeah, I think I'm going Bayne.
What about the men's Casino?
Oh, this one's even harder.
This one's even harder because you got, like, Bandito in there. Like, he's not fucking winning. We have MJF and Mark Briscoe starting off the match. MJF has yet to get a rematch for the World Championship he was never beaten for, or actually was beaten for, but that he has not since gone back for since late 2023. So he is a good choice, but if it's not MJF, who else do you got going over in this matchup?
I mean, this is I guess like a gauntlet match. Isn't it like you just keep pinning people? Like, isn't it like how many people are in the match? That's what I don't get. It's not like a battle royal.
So the way this match works is that it starts out with 2 people, and then every, I don't know if it's 90 seconds or 2 minutes, I don't know, someone enters. But the match will continue until someone gets beat. So realistically, it could be over if MJ just pins Mark Briscoe.
Oh, okay. So like Megan Bayne could pin Statlander, and no one else even comes out.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, perfect. I like that. I like that actually now. I mean, out of the guys in the match, Bandito, Brody King, Ricochet, Mystico, I see here. Also others to be announced.
Yep.
Says
TBA.
I'm going MJF. I mean, I think this is another blue chipper. Hasn't got his rematch for the belt. Big win here in Texas. He's not from Texas, but he could be the new son of Texas. So MJF.
All right. I got MJF there. I'm going to go with Ricochet. I think Ricochet goes over, picks up a sneaky win. It was in the All In Gauntlet match last year that he actually debuted. He isn't really doing much right now. I think MJF is going to be busy with Mark Briscoe for the foreseeable future, but he could win the opportunity. MJF would have been my pick, but the only reason I did not go with MJF is because he's starting the match, and so is Statlander, so I didn't want to have them both win from the number 1 spot. So I'm going to go Ricochet, earning the men's championship opportunity. So you got
that sounds like a terrible decision, but yeah.
I'll be eating my words and eating my hat when MJF goes over, and you again go undefeated in your predictions.
I feel a little less confident this time. I only have like 3 people to pick from, so these ones are a little bit tougher.
No, I mean, listen, I'm not all that confident either. I'm just kind of going off the dome here, like you said. Those are definitely tougher to predict. I'll go with I'll read the rest of the chat in a little bit, guys. But the other match coming up on Saturday, tag team action. The Young Bucks EVP titles on the line here. If they lose, they are no longer the EVPs of All Elite Wrestling. But if they win, their opponents, Will Ospreay and Swerve Strickland, can no longer challenge for the AEW World Championship for up to 1 year, pulling out the old stipulation that TNA did with AJ Styles once upon a time, a long time ago. So this is also difficult because I thought Ospreay and Strickland, easy win for them here. Bucks no more EVPs because this shit has been garbage with them as that in that role on TV. But I'm also a little less skeptical, and I think there's a chance the Bucks could win. But before I give my pick, who do you got going over, Mr. Marceau?
I guess my one question is, why do the Bucks care if they don't challenge for the belts for the world title for 1 year? Like, why does that affect them at all?
It doesn't, but at least allows them to put something at stake.
Also, if they lose the EVPs, does Strickland and Ospreay get those titles, or is just no more EVPs?
No, they're just
Okay,
not EVPs.
there's a couple of logic gaps in here. I'm just trying to, get them together. I mean, the
Good
Bucks
question.
winning sounds terrible, so I'm gonna go Strickland and Ospreay.
Okay. I'm going to go Strickland and Ospreay solely because if they lose and they can't challenge for the top title for a year, that takes two of their top players out of the. What'd you say?
I said if they're not contending for the belt, and you're saying MJF isn't, what the hell are you doing then?
Yeah, no, exactly. So I can't completely gut the main event scene of all of its top talent. So exactly, I'm going Ospreay and Strickland. You got Ospreay and Strickland as well?
I got them as well. Yep.
I agree. I still think the Bucks could win. I'm a little skeptical, a little scared, but I'll go with Ospreay and Strickland. Now, top 3 matches on the card here. Kenny Omega, Kazuchika Okada, running it back for the first time in, I think, 6-7 years, however long it's been, for the AEW Unified Championship. Now, Tony Khan said the other day they're actually maintaining the lineage of the Continental title and the International title.
Okay.
And even teased the possibility that the winner of this match could hold all 3 physical belts.
Oh, all right. Sweet.
Just, that makes no sense. But the match would be great. Who do you got going over, Omega or Okada, Mr. Marceau?
Oh, I mean, it's Omega all day, right? I mean, I got Omega. Haven't really been a big fan of what I've seen of Okada. Hasn't been a lot, but the bit shit, I don't know if he's still doing that garbage, but it's terrible. I got Omega. I think blue chip over Okada. Omega wins.
All right. I'm going to go Omega as well. I would agree. Okada really hasn't blown me away with a lot of the stuff that he's done in AEW, but he's had some great matches. I do think this will probably be his best AEW match to date, or at least I hope so. They are older than they were when they had their classic series of matches in 2017, 2018, but I still think it'll be a great match. And I got Omega going over. Okada's been champion for long enough. Time to move on with Okada. And Omega, new champion. I could see Okada winning because I've seen people say, oh, Omega's broken down. He's old now. I mean, he's older.
Okada does. I haven't seen anything, like I said, it's the same thing on his end.
Yeah, no, I mean, he's definitely younger than Omega, but it's not like he's lighting the world on fire right now. So, yeah, I'll go Omega as well. New AEW Unified Champion. Toni Storm and Mercedes Mone, or the Fabulous Mone, better put, by Mr. Marceau, for the AEW Women's World Championship. Now, just to note, none of Mercedes' 10 titles are on the line here. The CMLL Championship, the TBS title, the Owen Hart title, any of the indie belts that she has, none of them. The Creative Control title, I kid. She is not putting any of those titles on the line here. It's just the AEW Women's World Championship on the line. So who do you got, Mr. Marceau? Fabulous Moolah? Fabulous Mone? Or Timeless Toni Storm?
Has to be the Fabulous Mone. There's no way she's losing this match. I mean, she won all these other belts, all the Outlaw belts on top of the one she already owns. I mean, I think if you're going to do it, you might as well just go all the way. I mean, you got to collect them all, right? She's collecting all the belts. I mean, technically, this is the top belt. So, I mean, she looked like a loser. She didn't. I mean, I like Toni Storm, but I got to go with the Fabulous Mone. I just don't see her. Just don't see her losing here. It would kind of make no sense for her to collect all these belts just to lose the top one.
Well, so this is a lose-lose for me, and I agree with everything you just
said. It's not a lose-lose. The Mone needs the top belt.
But then does she get beat for the TBS title? Like, how does that work? Does she give up that championship like Keith Lee and like Stephanie?
She just defends them all.
I would prefer to do that, but do you think she just collects all the championships until she finally loses?
Yep.
And then she starts losing. She has to.
Once she loses once, it's gonna be like a stack of cards. So they'll start dropping belts like they're running out of style. But yeah,
which is why I think that should start here.
I
don't think she will.
I do not.
I don't think it happens. I would like to see it happen. I would like to see her lose here. Have Toni win. But I think Mercedes Mone wins.
What do you gain with Toni winning again? Like
that's the issue. Nothing.
Exactly. So she loses the belt.
I don't think Mercedes. I mean, she gains the championship if she wins, but Mercedes doesn't need that title either. She already has the TBS title that she's already held for fucking a year. What'd you say?
She needs every belt. I just feel like Toni winning doesn't like. Okay, she beats Mercedes, then what? Like, there's no like actual gain of her retaining. Like, she's already been champions a few times. Okay. Like, who else she even have to face? She's beating everyone else. Yeah. So like, I feel like Mercedes winning would make the most sense.
That makes more sense. I just don't like the idea of her maybe vacating the TBS title that she's held for 1 year. Like, she doesn't put over any. Well, we don't know that. We don't know that. She might hold all the belts. I mean, but even then, I just kind of feel like that belt might become an afterthought. And then the women's division that they have 50 women a part of will not get represented. We will not see certain women on TV. And then Mercedes is just Hoganing the entire division by just completely controlling every title that they have.
I like it.
I am going to go Mercedes Mone, though. I do think she wins and takes the AEW Women's World Championship. I don't love that. I'd rather see Storm win. Nothing's really gained from that. I do agree. That's why I would not have done this match. That's why it probably should have been Jamie Hayter had she not gotten hurt. But who am I to complain? That's a different rant for a different day. We get to the main event. Texas Death Match. Jon Moxley, Hangman Adam Page for the AEW World Championship. It all comes down to this. This is the AEW equivalent of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns from WrestleMania 40. It didn't look like it would be that way because it looked like all roads were building to Darby Allin being the one to take the title. Okay, you know what? Actually, before I go further, who do you think wins this match, Mr. Marceau? Jon Moxley or Adam Page?
I mean, I got to go with the blue chipper here. I got to go Moxley. I mean, Moxley's going to win. I think you got to hold out. You still got a little bit longer. You got to hold out, and then Darby's going to be the one to beat Moxley. I'm just not ready for another Adam Page title run. If you want me to be 100% honest with you, this should be Moxley. Realistically, this should be Moxley versus Darby. Darby was climbing Everest and the Himalayas and Nepal, wherever he was. I think he's done. I think he's coming back.
Done, yes.
So maybe he wins the Gauntlet. Maybe I take MJF back and Darby wins it. And then do him and Moxley at All Out. And but I got Mox. I mean, I'm kind of over Page with a belt. No, thank you. I think, like I said, this should be Darby. So I got Moxley going over.
You say that you're over Page being with the belt. I am beyond over Jon Moxley being with the championship. The Death Riders is easily the worst thing to have ever happened to AEW creatively, at least in terms of something that they ran with that they just did not let up on.
It's not over yet.
I don't think it's going to be over yet. It should be over here. This should be fucking it. Adam Page has amazing momentum right now. He's super over. He's AEW's main character. He should take the title here with help from God knows who and end this Death Riders bullshit. I don't think that happens. I honestly still maintain the idea that they are waiting, like you said, until Darby Allin beats him for the championship.
Yep.
And Jon Moxley will have his Roman Reigns over Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania 39 moment here by beating Adam Page. That sounds fucking terrible. And they're going to wait until the fall to have him lose to Darby. That is what I think is going to happen. People will respond well to Darby becoming champion, but not as well as if Adam Page were to win this weekend. Adam Page should absolutely 100,000% beat Jon Moxley this weekend. But I don't think he is.
I just disagree.
I think he has to. The Death Riders are death. It is absolutely. I mean, it's got
better. It is. It's not great, but I feel like the whole point of this was for Darby to take the belt off Moxley. Like I said, for me, Page doesn't do anything for me currently.
Okay.
So I would wait for Darby to be the more, because I feel like the whole point was Darby to take the belt off Moxley. So you're gonna rush that? That's like saying, instead of Cody finishing the story to beat Roman, we're gonna have Randy Orton beat him. Like, no, thank you.
Adam Page is now a better fit. I think he's a better fit at this point. That's why you have to pivot.
I think you hold the belt on until Darby beats him.
Well, guess what? You're in luck because I fucking hate that, but I do agree with you. I think Jon Moxley retains. I hate saying that, but I felt that way even when Adam Page won this Owen Hart Cup a few months ago. I still think he's going to retain. So I will join you on the dark side.
Thank you.
We can. Jon Moxley will retain and Goldberg will win the World Championship. It'll be a fun Saturday for sure. I might call you up on Sunday for an emergency stream. We'll see. Before we move on to Saturday night's main event, let me just backtrack a little bit here. Daniel, the good question from earlier. If and / when MJF goes to WWE, do you think he'll get the AEW tattoo covered? Is that even a real tattoo? I think he already got it covered or removed.
I think he already got it covered, yeah.
Yeah, I think he already got it covered. If it was even real to begin with. I think it was. I don't even know why he did that. It was very stupid. Noob said, Kyle Fletcher is winning. Cole's run as champ has been underwhelming. I agree, Noob. David said, to be honest, I really don't keep up with AEW that much. I only tune in for MJF. To me, he is still the best homegrown star from that company. Yes, he is. Noob said, Hurt Syndicate is winning. We agree. Grunt pitched the idea of Evil Dead the musical or maybe Back to the Future. Listen, that Back to the Future musical was fucking awesome. We went last year and it was very good, so I would well recommend it. Daniel said, we hurt people. Yeah, Hurt Syndicate, baby. American Psycho, the musical. The Hurt Syndicate, Cope and Christian will be the ones to beat them for the tag titles, Grunt says. Okay. I still think they're going to do Cope and Christian versus FTR, but I would not be opposed to that either. He's got Athena winning the Women's Gauntlet. Maria agreed with you. Megan Bain is who she's got winning the Women's Casino Gauntlet. I do agree, Grunt. It's time to bring Athena back up to the AEW main roster, so to speak. I'm not confident that they're going to do that just because they haven't done it yet, but we'll see. Grunt thinks that the gauntlet for the men could be won by Darby or Jay White. I can see them holding off on the return of Darby for the main event. Jay, I don't know if he's cleared or not.
I was like, Switchblade back? I know he's hurt.
Yeah, he was. He's hurt again. He was hurt multiple times, unfortunately. But, I would love to see him in and win. I don't know if Darby's going to be in there and win. I could see Darby being in there and winning, but I feel like they would probably save his return for something else. I'd be down for a Ricochet win. He's also got the Bucks winning. God,
Who?
No. Grunt's got the Bucks winning.
Oh, come on, Grunt.
And then next year's Owen Hart final will be Ospreay versus Swerve. Honestly, that's actually pretty good. My only issue is kind of what we said before. If you don't have Swerve and Ospreay in the title picture for a year, there's other people I guess you can go with. But what does Ospreay do for an entire year? You could do Swerve and Ospreay as a feud, but what else do you do? Is that going to last a year? What else do you do with these guys beyond the top? Is it going to be the Cody Rhodes situation where they can never again challenge for the title? And what the fuck do they do in the meantime? And they hold the TNT title 5 times? That's my issue with it. So
yeah, I don't like that.
But I could still see the Bucks winning. I think Hurt Syndicate wins unless FTR is added, Nathaniel says. He also has Kenny winning and Ospreay and Swerve winning. Hey, you're on the right side of history, my friend. David asked, does Okada still say bitch? Yes, he does. To answer your question and his question. Yeah, it's very bad. It's bad. Grunt said, we can have one championship be represented by 3 belts, the All Japan Triple Crown. I guess we can have 2 championships be represented by 3 belts. I suppose so, but it's still fucking dumb to me. He's got Omega winning. Though of the main 3 matches, this is the one I'm least confident in. Really? You're more confident in Moxley or Paige winning or Mercedes and Toni winning? Wow. I feel like Omega winning is more of a slam dunk, but that's just me. He's got Toni winning. Wow. You're going to be very disappointed when Toni loses and Adam Page loses, Grunt. David said, I never understood why Roman Reigns versus Omega was such a huge dream match. I understood these two are the big faces of the company, but is that really it? I feel like Roman and Omega would have been a great match with Omega in his peak and Roman, peak Tribal Chief Roman. I mean, they're the biggest stars in their respective companies. So, that makes sense as a dream match.
I love how Grunt's trying to manifest the Page winning.
Oh God, I'll get
like I said, it's either one of them that hit. Maybe Page will win, but there's no chance Tony's winning. And if Toni doesn't win, then maybe Page wins, but it's not going to be both.
No, you're not going to get all babyface wins. You're just not. It's just not going to happen. I wish. I doubt it though. Noob said Mercedes wins. Nathaniel said Mercedes wins. Yeah, he's the only one I think is picking Toni. I want Toni, but I don't think it happens. The creative control title. The cards are falling this Saturday. Toni wins so she can be beat by Athena. Grunt, you're giving me too much hope.
Grunt's the biggest Athena fan of all time over here.
I would love if Athena won the gauntlet and won the title. I just don't see that happening. Mercedes has to lose at some point.
Mercedes too. It doesn't have to be.
Yeah.
She could be the one that finally beat Mercedes instead of just beating Toni. Who
she
cares?
Did lose to Mercedes a couple of months ago on Dynamite. Mr. Marceau's booking. He knows what he's talking about. Richie, what's going on, my man? We are doing well. Thanks for joining as always. Great to see you. Grunt said absolutely not, RJ. I think he's talking about Mercedes.
I think that's what me saying Mox is going over.
Richie said he agrees with you. Hangman as champ does nothing for me. However, anything to end this abysmal Moxley reign. So your lesser of 2 evils is Moxley winning. That's really my takeaway from what you said, Mr. Marceau.
I like I said, I just feel like Darby's the one to beat Moxley, so I'm fine with holding out a little bit longer.
Yeah, I would still.
I'm not watching every week, so I can wait. Yeah. I can afford to wait a little bit longer.
I get it. Nathaniel said, if John Moxley wins, I think it will be because Swerve cost Hangman. I could see that.
I like that. I actually think that's a good idea. Burn his fucking house down. He should cost him the belt.
Yeah. He's got a lot of unfinished business and pent-up frustration. So from a storyline standpoint, it would make sense.
Hey, maybe if he loses the belt match, the Bucks is even more mad. He can't challenge the belt for a year. He hates Paige, and he's about to win the belt. And all right, since I can't win it, you can't win it either.
Listen, all of that makes. First of all, I was thinking that as well. Second of all, that makes sense. Third of all, I fucking hate it because I really do not want Moxley to win.
I can't wait. They still come out the Wild thing?
No, he comes out to their Death Riders music.
Oh, I wish the Wild thing.
I like Wild Thing. Wild Thing was good, and his original music was good too.
See, like I see, Grunt says now if Paige loses, All In will go down to Starkey 97. It's not the same thing.
Yeah, it's very close though. That's a good comparison.
Like I said, Darby winning you guys will go crazy when Darby wins the belt.
Not as much as if Paige wins.
See, like you're saying, like Paige, if this is the first time Paige ever won the belt, okay, he's already had the belt. Like
he's better than Darby. People, a lot of people in these chats, whether we've been on or myself or whatever, people have said they don't really want Darby to win the title. Yes,
they were lapping it up like it's just revisionist history. When he finally comes back, they'll get the face paint back on. Okay. They'll be fine.
All right, they'll be happy when he wins the championship, right?
Like me, I'll be pumped. I can't wait. When's All In? All Out's on September 20th. That's when I'll be pumped. There you go.
All right, we'll revisit that. Yeah, Richie even wants Hangman as a transitional champ, have him drop it to Swerve. Darby beating Mox does nothing for me either. That's what I'm saying. Darby beating Mox does nothing for him. I mean, he's not everyone, but I mean,
but then if you're saying the Bucks are going to win, then who the hell is Hangman going to defend the belt against?
If Hangman wins the belt?
If Hangman wins the belt and then Grunt's saying that the Bucks are going to win, then who is he going to defend the belt against for a fucking year?
Next question. I'm not sure, honestly. MJF?
Again? They already done that before.
Not too many times.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley?
He's tag team champion, but
Ricochet? Ricochet, because I got him winning the Gauntlet match, so maybe Ricochet.
That sounds even worse. Ricochet versus Hangman for the belt? That's awful.
David said, I remember there was a time people wanted Randy to beat Roman in the Rumble. At the Rumble, so he and Cody would face off a Mania. Yeah, no, I remember that whole thing, and people were dumb for even assuming that, because that would have made absolutely no sense. Grun, I love you, my man, but like this is tough. This is tough. You're coping hard here, because I really want Paige to win too. You're going to be devastated as I am when he loses. He said Paige is winning. This will be my moment, much like how Alexis and I conjured the weekend having another WrestleMania theme, and RJ predicting Mariah May jumping ship. You guys were right.
That was. I mean, Stevie Wonder in the basement could have seen that.
It really wasn't, though. Honestly, you were among the minority that was saying that, and then it happened. I'm giving you.
But then now he's saying like heel Jay White. Okay, he's hurt. MJF. All right, Okada's done. So like, you're named one person. I'm fine with MJF, but like, no.
And yes, Fernando, we did see Jurassic World Rebirth, and it was not as good as All In's going to be this weekend. I'll tell you that much.
See, like I feel like the chat's like all negative Darby right now, but like I feel like 6 months ago everyone loved Darby. So now it's like now everyone hates him now. I mean,
Adam Page is a lot hotter, and it's not a new toy either.
That's like saying, "Oh, Jey Uso's hot, so I don't like anyone else now." Well, I just move on from them.
I just feel like Adam Page. I want Darby to win the belt. I am actually not upset with Darby winning the belt. I don't care. If he wins the belt, I'll be happy. I'm telling you, I will be happy.
There you go. See, there's at least one person.
But they have built this story to a point where I think it has to be Adam Page winning tonight. Darby can win down the road. Adam Page has to win today or Saturday. We'll see. I mean, I'll be crying tears on Saturday when he loses, so I guess we'll see. Yes, indeed. The pivot, Daniel. Maria said the Bucks are totally winning. God, I fucking hope not.
I was say I could. Oh my god.
God, I hope not. Grunt said Ospreay and Swerve, Ospreay and Ricochet, Ospreay versus heel Jay White. Oh, if he loses and can't challenge for the championship, he's not wrong. I mean, those are possible feuds. I still would rather he go for the title, but it's possible. And then he wins it maybe at All In next year in Wembley. I could see that. I could totally see that. I just don't want Bucks to retain the EVP titles and be on TV constantly. That's what I'm saying. That shit's terrible. Oh, man. If Hangman loses, AEW will lose fans, in my opinion. I don't know if they'll lose fans, but a lot of people will lose faith. I'll tell you that much. Daniel said,
you just give it 3 more months, and then Darby's going to
win. I can't with you. Daniel said the Bucks, excuse me while I go vomit, are the Bucks matches usually mainly compromised of super kicks? I would tell you no. RJ might tell you yes. I mean,
I haven't seen a Bucks match in like 6 months. I don't know. Maybe they changed their style up. I'm not quite sure.
I mean, I enjoy their matches. I'm not a big Bucks
fan. They still do the tumble salts and
yep.
Yeah, okay.
Still doing a lot of that same stuff, yeah.
They still do the shitty knee lift as the finish?
They do.
I figured that.
Yes, I saw the Stark 97 comment. David also said, I miss when Moxley was Dean Ambrose. I remember my first wrestling match was Dean versus Luke Harper, my personal favorite match. Yeah, Dean Ambrose is dead. Dean Ambrose ain't never coming back. I think he'll go back to WWE down the road for like a Shield Hall of Fame induction, but that's probably about it. RJ, our grunt says you're wrong, Mr. Marceau.
Hey, it could be. Hey, maybe I am, maybe I'm not. Hey, it's not going to affect me watching the show, so.
Yeah, a lot of anti-Darby. Maria anti-Darby.
Yeah, I was going to say. Well, I mean, I thought people loved Darby. Now he's just the loser now, I guess.
He's just not he's just a B-plus player.
I guess he is. I don't know. I thought, like I said, last time I thought he was big. I guess not.
Darby's always been mid to me, Richie said. He's a glorified stunt man.
Okay.
Yep. RJ's like, well, just wait till he wins the world title. You're going to be happy when that happens.
I'm going to save this whole comments, and when he wins, I'm going to snip it now. And then everyone will be like, I love Darby. He's the greatest. I love him.
Mm-hmm. Is he talking about Hangman Adam Page, the girl who used to be called Paige? No, we're talking about Hangman Adam Page. We're not talking about Paige, the women's wrestler. Saraya. That's it.
Not Saraya. Hi, Doug.
Hi, Doug. It's Eric. Douglas is his last name.
Oh, hi, Eric.
Hi, Eric Douglas.
I saw Douglas, and I just thought Doug.
Hey, Doug's a good name, too. I'd rather see Eddie Kingston instead of Darby. Me, too. Eddie Kingston winning the belt would be a bigger moment than Darby. Sorry.
You didn't say that with a straight face. No way.
Get that freaking title away from Mox. I agree. In 3 months, according to RJ.
You just gotta wait a little bit longer, people. Patience.
Next year, I would love to see Cope versus. He's a big Cope fan. Cope versus Hangman. Cope versus Ospreay. Cope versus Swerve. Cope ain't gonna last much longer. Cope is gonna be retired.
Cope versus retirement. I mean, Jesus Christ.
Darby's theme song still slaps. Hey, it's a great song. I'll tell you that. Darby's theme song is great. I agree, Richie. Melina versus Alicia Fox rematch over the Shield reunion. Melina and Alicia Fox for sure. The once-in-a-lifetime match has to happen again. Saying Dean Ambrose is dead when the other name involved was Luke Harper is a choice. Oh, that's terrible. Maria also said, Darby looks like a mime from hell. Darby? I don't know.
Finally, Doug's on my side. Here we go.
Hot take, Darby should dethrone Moxley, not...
Yay!
Is that not your burner, Mr. Marceau?
It all goes full circle. Me and Doug on the same page.
Think that might be RJ's burner. Any dream matches featuring Darby, David asked?
My favorite... can't think one on the top of the head.
Darby and... who from WWE? I mean, we're talking like modern day. I'm not talking like him and Mick Foley, like prime Mick Foley would be fucking insane. But like prime, like someone in WWE today,
no one.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, who do they really have that's like crazy? Him and Cody. Actually, you know what? Modern day Cody versus modern day Darby, because they had a lot of matches 4 or 5 years ago. I feel like those matches would be great. You know what, Cody?
There you go. Yep, me too.
Contract up in October 2026 for Cope. Yeah, but I mean, how much of that time is he going to spend on the sidelines is the question. What tag team should Cope and Christian face after FTR? Hurt Syndicate. And Darby versus Roman. Roman would fucking murder Darby, Richie. I think that's probably why you said it. Besides MJF, Darby's the second best AEW superstar.
See, here we go. Now the positivity's starting to roll, and I like that.
There you go. And Eric says that he thinks Hayter wins the gauntlet. I think she's still hurt. I would love to see it. I don't think it happens.
She's not even in it. It's Megan Bain and Statlander.
Yeah. Those are the only two people that will be in it because Megan Bain's going to win.
Yeah, there you go.
Darby and Aleister Black, I like. Darby, Carmelo Hayes, not really a dream match, but that would be good. And Darby versus Shane. If Shane's in his peak, then sure. Darby, KO. Do I miss Cody in AEW? No. Not really. For the booze, that was fun, but that was about it. Darby versus a hospital. Okay, we'll go back to we'll go to Saturday night's main event predictions here as the chat continues on. There's only 4 matches advertised as of right now. There were actually 3, and then they added a 4th, knowing that we were going to.
I saw that this morning. I saw that.
They literally added it this morning. They were like, "All right, they're going to be previewing Saturday night's main event. Let's add a 4th match before they complain about having." I complain, but not you. A 3-match card, but we do have 4 matches now. We'll start with that newly announced match: Solo Sikoa and Jimmy Uso for the United States Championship. Is Big Jim getting his first title win on Saturday, Mr. Marceau, on his own first singles title win, or is Solo Sikoa retain, having just won the belt at Night of Champions?
I mean, I think Solo wins. I mean, they just announced it. It's in 48 hours. Solo wins, LOL.
Okay. I got Solo Sikoa retaining as well. Logical match to do. Not a big, sexy match, but it's a logical match to do. God, no, Goldberg better not win, Reggie. Do not will that into existence. Shane was underrated as hell. I don't know about that. He was fine for the times, though. Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, one-on-one. They set this up last week. Drew returning on the SmackDown, the 4th of July edition of SmackDown. Gets laid out with an RKO. That was the setup for this match. I think Drew McIntyre wins here. I think they're going to tell the story that Orton is going to rack up more losses, get frustrated. That's what I see happening. But what say you, Mr. Marceau, Orton or McIntyre?
Yeah, I think Drew wins here. Like you said, kind of Randy kind of a little losing skid. Maybe hears a little more voices in his head. Maybe we get the Randy Orton punt coming out soon, but I got Drew going over.
All right. I got Drew going over as well, and hopefully continues to build a case for challenging for the WWE title at some point. Solo wins without MFT, War Hero says. No, I think he wins with interference. I don't think he beats Big Jim clean. I mean, he should beat Big Jim clean, but I don't think he does. Seth Rollins and LA Knight. First time ever, one-on-one. I'm looking forward to this match. Unfortunately for Knight, I think he loses. I don't think they have LA Knight win before Rollins faces Punk again, or Roman, or cashes in the briefcase. I really want Knight to win here. I don't think it happens, but what do you think, Mr. Marceau?
See, I was going to go with LA Knight, and then you threw that out there. I just feel like Rollins can lose because he has the briefcase.
I agree.
That's like the WWE staple right there. And then if we have Rollins win, then we're going all heels to go into the main event. I mean, we can get every heel winning. I mean, there's only 4 matches, but I'll go with Rollins. You turned me. I'd rather prefer Knight win here. I don't think Rollins loses anything in defeat. Knight could use the win,
Definitely.
But I'll go with Rollins as well, I guess.
All right, okay. I want Knight to win, and I do agree that Rollins can lose, but he probably won't. So I got Rollins winning here. And no, Daniel, fuck Big Jim's singles title win, singles gold. Absolutely
no,
not.
Thank you.
No, thanks. Jay, yes. Jim, no.
I'd rather Tonga lower won the belt than Jimmy Uso.
Tonga, listen, I don't disagree with that. Give the belt to Hikuleo, JC Mateo, Mr. Marceau. Give it to give him the title. Give Big Jim the title of Rikishi's favorite son, not the United States Championship.
I agree.
That's what I say. And then just like that, we're at the main event. Gunther, Goldberg, World Heavyweight Championship. Goldberg's last ride? Question mark. I throw it to you. What do you think happens?
Gunther wins, LOL, at the end. Maybe someone helps him win, and then Goldberg spears that said person, leaves everyone a lot. I mean, there you go.
That's how we go off the show. Happy note.
Correct. Yeah, Gunther wins. Goldberg spears someone. We move on.
How long's the match?
Retirement. Happy retirement.
Happy retirement. How long's the match go?
4 minutes.
Okay. All right. I would prefer it go shorter, and I hope it does. Now, this is what I was going to say earlier. I do have Gunther winning, but I can see Goldberg winning based off what was said earlier and what you said. I think there's a chance Goldberg could win to give him that last big moment, which would be fucking terrible. He's 58 and broken down. Why would that make sense? But then Rollins cashes in and takes the title from him. Could you see that happening?
I could. I mean, doesn't really affect me, but I mean, if either Gunther retains or Rollins cashes in and wins the belt, I'm copacetic. I don't care. If Gunther loses, it is what it is. But if Rollins cashes in and then everything's forgotten, it's fine, whatever.
But just the optics of Gunther losing to a 58-year-old man, it's
stupid.
stupid.
Oh my god, everyone acts like I feel like Gunther, like people are like, oh, Gunther can't lose. He can lose. It's not a big deal.
Oh, okay, well, yeah, maybe Daniel said himself, maybe Grande Ludwig Kano can help.
Yeah, there you go.
And then Goldberg spears him.
See, that works for me too.
Oh, God.
I mean, would you get all bent out of shape if Goldberg lost and then Rollins cashed in on Gunther? Would you care?
I would think that would be better. I think Gunther has to beat Goldberg. He has to beat Goldberg. Goldberg cannot win. We can't just give Goldberg a retirement match just so he can go over. That's just stupid. You can give him his time.
If it ends with him not actually leaving with the belt, I'm pretty much open to anything.
Okay. Yeah, he cannot. Well, the cash-in I still fucking hate, but it's a possibility. I want Gunther to win. Goldberg, I don't know if he stands tall, but oh my, bro, do you see what Alexis just said in the chat? Who is this person? Who hijacked her account? She just said, okay, but honestly, I'm not super against Goldberg winning.
I'm with her.
Dude, she's the same person.
I'm not against him winning, but Rollins would have to cash in. Goldberg can't leave with the belt.
She is the same person who did not watch SmackDown for 3 months because he beat The Fiend for the title in 2020, which was worse. I agree. That was worse. Don't get me wrong. I don't like him, but still. What the fuck?
So he beats Gunther. No, it's perfect. He beats Gunther, has the belt, burn it down. Here comes Rollins. Oh, he spears Bronson Reed. Oh, he spears Braun Breaker. Whoa! Up, stop. 1, 2, 3. Rollins wins the belt. Hey, everyone got speared but Rollins. We move on.
Dude, first of all, it'd be garbage. Absolutely not. No,
I'd be going crazy, honestly.
No. You guys are ridiculous. You are ridiculous. Alexis is ridiculous. Fuck everyone in the chat that thinks that Goldberg could win. Absolutely not. No. That is stupid. That's dumb. Goldberg can't win.
Goldberg's just set up for the spear. Rollins comes out. Triple threat. Triple threat match. Oh, my God.
Okay, that's fine.
Spears Gunther. Spears Rollins. He's about to win. Oh, Reed pulls him out. What? Spears Reed. Oh, he spears Breaker, comes back in, stop. 1, 2, 3, we move on.
Well, what if
There you go. Then Gunther doesn't even lose the belt because he doesn't even get pinned because Rollins pinned Goldberg.
What Rollins cashes in mid-match. Curb stomp on Gunther. Oh, he's not going to pin Goldberg. He's going to pin Gunther. 1, 2. Oh, wait, what? CM Punk pulls Rollins out of the ring. What the fuck? They brawl to the back. Gunther's still out of it. Spear to Gunther. 1, 2, 3. Goldberg wins the belt.
Honestly, if that happened, I'm down.
Cash in the contract, waste the contract, and then Goldberg wins the title anyway, and then leaves with the belt. Book it.
I mean, honestly, either.
You want to take away from All In? That's how you take away from All In.
I mean, I think either scenario works, but I think yours is pretty good, honestly.
Mine is better. Daniel said, what is with this Mania 40 ending? It's better than Mania 40. This is going to be cinema. God, that'd be garbage. Absolutely fucking not. And I agree. I think Tyreek took over Alexis. I think Alexis forgot to switch to her Tyreek burner. Fuck that shit. Richie with the delete chant. Oh my God. Absolutely not.
I can't wait.
Oh man, I can't.
Like I said, I don't mind if Goldberg wins, but he can't leave with the belt.
He can't win at all. He's a 58-year-old man with a fucking busted knee. What part of that is not getting through to people?
Did you see the Chevelle he came in on Raw? The thing was sweet.
He got blown up from throwing a punch. The guy's cooked.
I know, so he can win, but then
but why would he beat Gunther, who's supposed to be like the most dominant guy in the company?
He can't. I mean, he lost to Jey Uso, so.
But Jey Uso's more in his prime than fucking Goldberg, who hasn't done anything relevant in 25 years.
But it's in Atlanta, Goldberg. Come on.
The power of the fans will will him on to be the Goldberg of old. Is that what you're saying?
I can't wait. I'm gonna go nuts.
God, I can't wait for Saturday.
Coming from the person wearing a Goldberg shirt, and he's so anti-Goldberg winning, it's not even funny.
Listen, I love Goldberg, even though he told me to not ask any TNA questions when I interviewed him 10 years ago. But I still love Goldberg, except I don't want him winning the title. We've already gotten that, been there, done that. It's 2025. No more Goldberg as champion, especially beating Gunther. If you want to have him in there beating Akira Tozawa, sure. But he's beating Gunther. The guy that's been protected for 5 years. That'd just be ridiculous.
I mean, Grunt, I said Omega's going to win, so I don't know what that... I mean, yeah, Omega wins, Goldberg wins. I'm down.
Oh, God. No, John Moxley wins, Goldberg wins. That's what...
Mercedes wins.
Mercedes wins.
Jasper Troy wins.
I was going to say someone from NXT wins. Well, let's get to Evolution as well, because I don't want to give away my prediction for the match that would go in that conversation of results that are going to piss you off. I'll save that for the end. I think you know what I'm going to say. But Evolution coming up this Sunday is before we get off this fucking roller coaster ride here. Tiffany Stratton, Trish Stratus, WWE Women's Championship. This match made official after we spoke last week, so I was complaining about the card. The match still doesn't make that much sense. I did make the boo-boo face, okay? I made the boo-boo face.
Get a job boo-boo face
I
over
had the
there.
job boo-boo face on, okay?
That will be the key, though. I will say, Grunt, if you're watching All In, that sounds like you're watching it. I won't be, because I'll be doing
watching All In, yeah.
things that matter in life. But yeah, so when you're watching, when Moxley comes out, just look at the face. He's a big prime job boo-boo face.
Yep.
So if he has job boo-boo face on, you'll know before if he's gonna lose or not.
And you can prepare yourself for the
So then you don't even have to watch the match, and then you know he's gonna win. If he doesn't have boo-boo job face on, you're in for a treat.
We got to keep an eye out for the job boo-boo face, because John Moxley doesn't do a good job of hiding.
Yeah, it's a big one, so you got to look out for it.
Will Tiffany Stratton have the job boo-boo face?
She will not. No. I love Trish, love Tiff. Great. They teamed up a couple months ago.
They did at Chamber, yeah.
My memory doesn't serve me right. There you go. Tiffany wins, though. Great match, though.
I agree. I think this will be a good match. I think Tiffany Stratton wins. The internet has kind of turned on Tiffany. I don't know if you saw like the backlash from the Charlotte article that she put out saying that she actually did not know that the divorce line was coming in that SmackDown promo earlier this year, which we already knew, but she confirmed that, and people were like, fuck Tiffany, how dare she say that? Like, she's a piece of shit. And I'm thinking, well, wasn't it Charlotte that kind of ran over Tiffany in the first place in all those promos that they had prior to that point? Like, she completely bullied her. But as soon as Tiffany brings up her divorce, oh my God, she's a fucking bitch. Like, I mean, Charlotte kind of started it, but I mean, I do feel a little bit bad. But I don't know. My point is the internet's kind of anti-Tiffany now, so I feel like people kind of want her to lose the championship. But she ain't losing it to Trish. Yeah, she ain't losing it to Trish. So I got Tiffany winning here as well. Richie even agrees. I've never noticed Mox's job boo-boo face.
Look for it. When he lost to Punk, big job boo-boo face when he came out.
Oh, yeah? At All Out a couple years ago?
Oh, yeah.
Interesting. I got to go back and check that out. JC Jane, Jordan Grace, NXT Women's Championship. The JC Jane's not a transitional champion. She can't tell you that enough. And she's going to prove that she's not a beatable champion when she beats Jordan Grace on Sunday.
I can't wait. Yeah, JC Jane for the big win. It's going to be great. Then she'll lose it to Monroe next time she defends it.
She's just clearly keeping the belt warm for Blake Monroe.
Yeah, I agree.
Keeping it warm. Raquel Rodriguez, Roxanne Perez, Kabuki Warriors, Charlotte Flair, Alexa Bliss, Sol Ruca, and Zarya. Fatal 4-way match. WWE Women's Tag Team titles. Should be a good match. Looking forward to this match. I do think, you know what? Actually, I don't really know who's going to win here, and that's why I'm going to throw it to you first. Who walks out with tag titles?
This is a tough one, if you want me to be honest with you.
Okay.
I feel like you should keep the belts on the Judgment Day. Where, like, Charlotte and Alexa have their little thing going. Like, okay, I mean, I don't think you need the belts over it, but all right. Ruka and Zarya, I mean, I just eliminate them instantly.
Yeah,
they're not even in this match to me. It's a triple threat. And we've got the Kabuki Warriors back on Raw. That'd be pretty cool. They get the belts back, but I think you keep the belts on Rodriguez and Perez for a little bit longer.
Yep.
Kind of be done unless Liv's like miraculously healed, which I don't think she is. I think keep the belts on the Judgment Day.
Yeah, I think the Judgment Day win. Roxanne Perez just stepped up as one half of the tag champs. I do think they lose to Charlotte and Alexa at some point, probably at SummerSlam. Don't think it happens here. I think they find a way to retain Roxanne and Raquel. When you got to give Roxanne a win at some point. I mean, she loses a lot. I mean, she lost again on Monday. Did she again not get an entrance on Raw this week?
She did not.
She did not. Keeping that streak alive. You were the first person I thought of when I saw that. I'm like, God, they're not giving this woman an entrance. And she lost. So, but she is still one half of the tag champs. Jade Cargill, Naomi, no holds barred. I think Jade's got to. I mean, Jade's challenging for the championship at SummerSlam. I would love a Naomi win, but I do think Jade wins.
Yeah, I mean, Jade wins LOL.
Yeah. I mean, she's not going to lose before she challenges for the title at SummerSlam. I just feel like that. I mean, I wouldn't complain, but I just feel like that makes the most sense. My main event of the show, Becky Lynch, Bayley, Lyra Valkyria, triple threat, Women's Intercontinental Championship. Who do you got going over here? This should be a good one.
Should be a good one. I got Lyra winning.
Lyra winning. Okay. I think Becky's going to retain. I think Lyra should beat her one-on-one.
Yeah, but like Lyra could then beat Bayley, and then you run it back, Lyra and Becky at SummerSlam. Lyra is champion, then she beats Becky, and we move on.
Okay. I mean, hey, listen, if Lyra won, I'd be totally fine with that. I also think the build for this has been great, and I really like the segment on Monday. This might be the best feud that WWE's had all year. I don't know if that's a hot take or not, but that's what I would like to say. Nathaniel asked in the chat, do we think the Bella Twins win the tag titles this year? I don't think so. I don't think they were going to win the tag titles here.
I don't think they're going to win here either, but no.
No, I don't think so either. Battle Royal? What'd you say?
No.
Battle Royal for a future championship opportunity at Clash in Paris. You already gave away your prediction earlier, but say it again for the fine folks that may have missed it, because I agree. That's my pick as well.
Folks, I can only pick from the names listed. At least they give me like 15 names here.
I'm like, oh,
I mean, I think Stephanie Vaquer wins. I think it makes sense. Hopefully get a couple surprises. I did see a Gail Kim potential, maybe. I would go crazy, but yeah, I saw that. I would go. She's been in NXT and stuff like that. I'd be crazy, but I think Stephanie wins, yeah.
All right. I agree. And absolutely, Richie, no, the Bella Twins are not winning, and my queen Nikki will challenge for the title. Fuck no, that would be terrible. Nikki's in this match. All new content for the Total Divas reboot. Absolutely not. Do not will that into existence. I want Stephanie Vaquer winning, but yeah, let's talk surprise entrance. I mean, Gail Kim would be great. We have not seen her in a WWE ring in a very long time, and when she was last in the, and Richie said that's Stephanie Vaquer to you, RJ, by the way, as Nikki Bella said a couple weeks ago on Raw.
Oh, my bad.
That's how you actually pronounce it. But anyway, so Gail Kim, the last time she was in a WWE ring, they completely shit all over. I mean, she was a jobber, but, she's much more respected now due to the TNA partnership. Could we see people from TNA? Masha Slamovich could be in there. Rosemary. You got the Bella Twin, or at least Nikki's going to be in there. Michelle McCool, I'd be shocked if she wasn't in there. For her 10th return. Kelly, I could see again for her 20th return. But do we get Paige or AJ Lee?
No to both of them.
No to both of them. I don't think we see either one of them. Paige, I think, is more likely. AJ.
It gives that response with me neither. Okay. Then
Paige, there's a possibility. AJ, I don't think happens. AJ, they put up a playlist the other day saying the rise of AJ Lee from 2013 to 2014 on their YouTube channel. So it's possible. I don't think it happens either. I would save that for a bigger return.
I agree.
In my opinion. Westway Farm, Western Cape. What is this? RJ, I guess, needs to explain himself. Why are you such a Lyra mark? She's honestly mid. She ain't mid. Lyra's great. Can you?
I know. West Wing World, or whatever the hell. I know. We always come into this argument that doesn't like Lyra. Lyra's great. What do you not like? Like you said before, this is like the best feud all year. Her and Becky getting out of her comfort spot. I think she's been great on the main roster. So
she has been. She's gotten over. And she's very good in the ring. She's become a very good talker. What's with the Lyra hate? I don't get it.
I don't know. Westway Farm just doesn't like Lyra, I guess.
Maybe that's Becky's burner. That doesn't work for him, sister.
I think she's done great, but, I mean...
Fernando, bro, he has been saying this in every stream I've done for weeks. He fucking desperately wants the Iconics in the Battle Royal. Who cares about the Iconics?
I'd go nuts. I'd pop a little bit. I love Peyton Royce. I like Peyton Royce. The other one, I can't even think of her WWE name. No, thank you.
Billy Kay.
Yeah, there you go. I thought it was Billy J. Billy Kay, yep.
You were close. And yes, Daniel, I did see that Michelle McCool replaced Taker's co-host on his podcast. I don't know why. I mean, I guess Taker just wants to work with his wife, I guess, but she's just not very good in that role, so I'm not really sure why they did that. Richie's got Bayley challenging and winning for the IC title at SummerSlam. AJ Lee returns in her hometown of Jersey. That would be great. It's definitely not going to happen, though. Definitely not going to happen. Hey, Richie does agree with you, though. He says, Lyra, excellent worker. She's improved leaps and bounds lately.
There you go, West Wing. Take West that Wing. One.
He might be in the minority that doesn't like Lyra. And Daniel agrees with you as well. He'd pop for the Iconics, too.
There you go.
But it's no Paige or AJ, even though they're probably not going to be there. Last match, Io Sky. Rhea, you already know what's coming. Io Sky, Rhea Ripley, Women's World Championship. Does Io Sky retain once more, or do we get a new champion crowned in Rhea Maivia?
You asking me first?
I'm asking you first.
This is worse if this one for me is worse if Goldberg beat Gunther.
This is what I was going to say earlier, yeah, for you.
Oh my god.
This one actually bothers me the least.
Pray to God that Io retains. I just don't see it. Rhea Maivia ain't going. She ain't. It doesn't work for her anymore, sister. She hasn't held the belt for fucking 5 months, so she's gonna win it back.
I mean, we all saw that video package on Monday, right? I mean, Rhea's winning. I mean, come on. Nathaniel says, I hope Io retains. David says,
so does everyone else.
What'd you say?
You said, I hope Io retains. I said, so does everybody else.
Yeah. David said, I've grown to dislike Rhea. Noob said, you mean Rhea Flair?
Rhea Maivia, I like better, but yeah.
Rhea Hogan.
No, that's Becky Balea.
Becky Balea, baby. Doesn't work for her sister. I personally wouldn't mind seeing the Iconics. Who gives a shit? Rhea's becoming champion, okay? Rhea's winning the title.
God,
it's not that big of a deal. It makes sense. Why does everyone hate this idea?
Because she's just always winning the belt. That's why.
I'd be happy. I'm not saying Io should lose. I'm just saying I will have no issue with Rhea winning. Rhea Lawler, what the fuck? Grunt said Rhea Lawler. Oh, because he always put himself over in his territory. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I just feel like Richie said she doesn't need the belt, correct? Also, would they the Io wins the belt, so she wins the belt at Mania. She hasn't done dick with it since she's won it. Well, she defended it one time.
Yeah, at WrestleMania. Well, also on Raw against Bianca a time or two, but those were like no contests. So she hasn't defended it since Mania. Yeah, Daniel even said, dang, what's with all the Rhea hate? I mean, Io should win, but damn. Because, I mean, Richie's right.
Rhea's been in the title. I've said this like 3,000 times. Since WrestleMania 39, which was 2 years ago, Rhea's constantly been in the title picture. She's either champion, or she's fighting for the championship, or she's hurt. Then she comes right back into fighting for the championship. That's all she's done for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
I like Rhea, but it's like, Jesus Christ, move on.
So, I mean, we do have that pay-per-view in Australia coming up.
Goldberg winning.
No, Rhea winning. Pick your poison.
Goldberg winning is 10 times funnier.
No, Rhea winning, absolutely.
No, because when Goldberg wins, then he's going to lose the belt to Rollins. It's funny.
Oh, God, fuck no. Fuck no. Scenario sucks.
Sounds great.
There's a pay-per-view in Australia in October. Does Rhea go into it as champion? Or she's going to be in a title match? I mean, come on. Let's not kid ourselves. She's going to have to go to it as champion, right? She can't, challenge for the title. Does she lose here and then challenge for the belt there? I don't know what they do.
I mean, honestly, maybe Io... Hey, maybe Io wins here and then finally she can beat her in Perth? Who fucking knows?
I guess. Didn't Rhea openly say that she abused Dom? I mean, if he liked it, then I guess it really doesn't matter, right? I mean, that's what he said. As far as the Lyra hate from Westway Farm, he said, I don't hate Lyra. I just don't see the appeal. She's just a good wrestler. Her personality screams indies. All right, that's fair. She's not mid, though. I mean, she's pretty good in the ring. She's improved on the mic. She got the whole woo thing over. She's good. Mr. Marceau is on the bandwagon before anyone else, by the way. Let that be known. He's not jumping on the bandwagon. He's been on that Lyra bandwagon for a few years now.
See, me and Grunt finally agree. Goldberg winning.
No, fuck no. Fuck no. Yeah, Richie's saying Rhea can host the show in Perth. Well, guess what? She's going to be in the main event, guys, and you're going to like it. She's going to defend against Stephanie, and she'll beat Stephanie, and then everyone will be really, really mad.
I'll be pissed.
She's going to beat all your favorites, and you're going to like it. You're going to fucking like it. Rhea Maivia is here to stay.
I would say, when they just had the one that in Perth, wasn't she? She beat Nia Jax. I don't know.
Yes, and she beat her there to retain. And she's going to retain again. Da-da-da. Woo! She's going to beat Lyra. She's going to beat Becky. She's going to beat all of your fucking favorites. Rhea's the biggest star. Guess what? You don't like the title on her, but she's the biggest star that they have. Right or wrong? Female star that they have. Biggest star that they have. The answer is yes.
I think you can say debatable, but yeah.
Okay. She's the most over. You got to create new stars. I agree. They failed with Io. I mean, she's over. I'm not.
Yeah, so that's your point though. So if she retains, then she's not going to lose the belt. So who is she going to lose it to?
Stephanie, at some point.
When?
Stephanie could win the Battle Royal. We said.
Yeah, but was she going to win the belt for a month and lose it?
Yeah, I mean, she won the belt in January and lost it.
That's just dumb booking. At least if Io, so this is the perfect thing. So at least if Io retained, then someone said her and Asuka at SummerSlam works for me, whatever.
Yeah.
So then she beats Asuka, so she beat her, and then she faces Stephanie later in the month, and then she can lose the belt to Stephanie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. But then she can challenge the belt at Perth and win it back there from Stephanie.
Sure, yeah, I'm down for that. Yeah.
Bro, she's gonna be the main event of that show.
Maybe she's traded to SmackDown at that point. She beats Tiffany for the belt.
She's gonna go take that title too.
But yeah, no, I mean, I like how she can host it. Yeah, she'll host in the main event.
Yeah. She'll host it with the championship around her shoulder. Maybe she won't even defend the title. She'll just be champion at that point, and then she'll just host the show. No bigger star than Brie Bella. Brie Mode is over. Fuck Brie Mode. I'm so glad that the whole time.
I love Brie Mode. I wish they'd come back.
Oh God, Brie Mode sucks. She's like, oh yeah, I'm in talks with the company to come back, bro. No one's talking to you. Go sit on the sidelines.
I would.
Go sit on the sidelines with your now retired husband. Okay, no one gives a shit. Nikki Bella, always the bigger star. Right or wrong? Yeah, she was longest reigning Divas champion for a reason. Brie Mode, what did she do? Hold the title for a month back in 2011? Who gives a shit? Never was all that good in the ring.
Who?
Brie.
I miss her and Stephanie. That was a good feud.
Oh, that actually, you know what? I will tell you, that was a good feud. Calling her bitch every week, slapping her across the face. RJ, Richie's laughing at something you said when you said I would. What did you say I would do? I missed it.
All right. Okay. I see. We'll make a deal. Okay. I want Paige to win now. I changed my mind.
You want Paige now? Wait. Okay, RJ, I'll put out good vibes for EO winning. Put out good vibes for Bad and Baby.
You know what? You know what? I'm going Paige now. I changed my mind.
God.
If good karma gets me EO retaining, then I switch my pick.
What is the most important outcome for you? Let me ask you this weekend. What is
EO winning? Goldberg winning? Yeah, there you go.
You'll be hearing me from this weekend when Gunther wins and Rhea wins, and I will be happy, and I will shit on all over you and everyone else.
Yeah,
as long as Goldberg doesn't win. What'd you say?
It'll just be a bad person.
Danielson running, yeah, maybe. Brie Mode theme song was fire. It was trash. It's like cancer to the ears. I'm sorry, it was awful. Brie Mode. Alexis thought it said Brie Bella. The actual song itself, yeah, she thought it said Brie Bella. Seriously, if you listen to it, she thought it said Brie Bella. It took her a decade to figure that out.
Alexis catching strays out of nowhere.
I'm serious. Oh, okay. Richie said, I said no one was talking to Brie Bella, and you said I would. That's what you said. Okay.
I'd sign her a contract yesterday.
Yeah, I'd give her a phone call. Or give her a ring and tell her it's Brie Mode, baby.
All right, there you go.
And Alexis in all caps says it does. It doesn't say Brie Bella. It doesn't.
It says Brie Mode.
She's still the same. She's still on the bandwagon that it's a fucking car in the beginning of Shayna Baszler's theme song. Her CFO song.
Didn't she already clear that up?
She already cleared it up that it was a horse because of the 4 horsewomen, like a carriage. Why would it be a car? That doesn't make sense. Now she's telling everyone to STFU. Guess what? You're wrong. Oh my God. Stephanie carrying Brie Bella was insane. I agree. This is just getting off the rails here, people. We'll have a lot to talk about here next week. We have a lot to discuss. A lot to discuss here on the show next week for sure. So stay tuned. Hey, listen, honestly, you might see me before then if Goldberg wins this weekend. I might do a surprise stream. I don't know, ranting about it, hosting a funeral. I don't know. Just keep an eye out for that. We'll talk about it. Richie said because cars have horsepower. Oh, you know what? Maybe that makes sense.
It's clearly not.
It's clearly a carriage of horses. It's not cars. She was wrong. Yeah, Grunt said you're objectively
wrong. Cars going through a fucking compactor? That's the only thing that comes close, like crushing them? Like
everyone's homework for today is to go listen to Shayna Baszler's theme song and tell me that it's a carriage of horses and not a fucking car. And also, the Brie Bella theme song, we can all agree it says Brie Mode and not Brie Bella. Okay?
Oh, I just wrote down my homework.
Yeah, there you go. Write down your homework. Professor GSM is giving you some homework, guys. Listen, good luck in her play, but she's got to get those ears jacked. She might not get the part if she can't hear the music. Let's put it that way. She thought it was gears.
It was gears.
Not gears. It's not gears either. It's a horse, a carriage of horses. I asked her.
This already? I was going to say, didn't Shayna confirm it?
Fucking talk to her about it. Oh my God, the Bellas were never good wrestlers. Maria says they would have never gotten where they were if they were not attracted twins. Well, that's a hot take, okay?
I mean, that is a hot take. I mean, their father-in-law actually found them in a modeling catalog, but yeah.
What was his name again? I forgot. Johnny
Ace?
Johnny Ace. Hey, he picked all the women out of a catalog. He's a piece of shit.
God, I love it.
God,
Go Hangman, though.
Go Hangman.
Go Hangman. You hear that grunt? Go Hangman.
If it means EO winning. Otherwise, you want John Moxley to win. Because you're Team Darby.
Yeah, exactly.
I recorded that.
Hangman, I mean, like I said, I'm throwing out the go Hangman. Hopefully he wins.
The archives got
Mercedes is winning. I can't turn that. I can't go on the Team Tony. I mean, Mercedes got to win the 10th belt.
No, she does not. No, she doesn't. Fuck that. Tony has to win. Tony's got to win. Paige has got to win. Rhea's got to win. That's what the weekend of wrestling is looking like, and we're going to talk all about it right here in the show. Next,
I already have the text ready, the notes for
the draft
Sunday when Rhea beats her clean with fucking Riptide. I don't want to ball my eyes out.
I can't wait. That and when Goldberg loses, I'll be very excited this weekend. I'll be very excited. I'll have a lot to boast about come Boys Weekend in a couple weeks. But until then, we'll be speaking here on the show next Thursday on July 17th, the 14-year anniversary of Money in the Bank 2011, the best pay-per-view in WWE history, or at least one of them. Punk and Cena, Money in the Bank 2011, baby. I'll be talking about that next week here on the show. New episodes every Thursday. WrestleRant.com, WrestleRantRadio.com, all major podcast platforms. Once again, shout out to the channel members: Alexis, Miss Mon, Matthews, Dylan Giacomo, Mrs. Renee, DJ Swerve 1, Daniel Malcolm, RJ Marceau himself, at RJ_Marceau on the Twitter machine. John Ritland, Real Honesty with John Ritland on YouTube. Richie as well, Red Planet Wrestling on YouTube. And Average Grunt, at the Average Grunt on X. And Richie said here as well, let's be honest, that last reign of Nikki Bella as Divas Champ, she improved a lot in the ring. Brie, we're still waiting. Well, guess what? Brie sucks. I'm sorry. Brie seems like a sweet person. We all watched the show, but in the ring, she was terrible. She was abysmal. Mercedes, Rhea, and Moxley are the three faces of fear, Fernando said. Well, guess what? They're all going over this weekend. They are literally all my picks to win. I think Mercedes is winning. I think Moxley is winning. I think Rhea is winning. I will not be a happy camper when Moxley and Mercedes win. Rhea wins, I will be content.
Terrible.
I'll be drowning in a sea of Mr. Marceau's tears.
I'm getting ready. I'm already ready for it. So.
I got my bathing suit on and everything. I'm excited. All right, folks. Like I said, new episodes every single Thursday, so check us right back here. Until then, though, you can like this video, subscribe, and be sure to be notified every single time we go live here on the channel. Krun said they're not. He's
I know. Hey, man, come on.
Oh, my God. My phone's going to be blown. I better watch these shows live because I need to know who's winning where. And, like, when Jasper Troy wins, I'll be texting you, too. Well, we have a lot to talk about this weekend for sure.
And I was saying, when Jasper Troy gets over, that might be bigger than the Hangman win.
I love the fist bump for Hangman. Because as long as it means EO wins, then we don't
Hey, I'll take that sacrifice.
You'll take that L if it means a W for EO Sky. I can't wait. So much to discuss next week. This has been a blast, folks. Thanks for tuning in, as always. Until next time, for Mr. Marceau, I'm Graham GSM Matthews. We'll catch your ass on the road.
Join Graham GSM Matthews and RJ Marceau every Thursday as they run down their weekly wrestling rants, offer expert analysis, host exclusive interviews, and more. Subscribe today on all your favorite podcast platforms and never miss an episode of WrestleRant Radio.